Well, howdy folks, how's everybody doing today? We are back on to this blue one. Gotta get this off. So, there's 10mm bolts underneath. There are 4 of them with a bracket holding it on. Then there's some Phillips down in here. You may notice that I kind of roughed this thing up a little bit. I took a little bit of 800 grit. And then the gray buffing pad, that right there, kind of scuff it up. I'll let that dry thoroughly, and I'm going to shoot it with some clear, and hopefully that'll brighten it back up. If not, well, I'm going to have a whole lot of fun trying to match up that paint. So let's get a 10mm. And a Phillips. Looking around on my table here. There it is. My little tool bag. Okay, let's see how this comes off. Well, I didn't think that was going to work too well. And I got a bunch of water in it now. These look like nylon. We'll know here in a minute. No, they're not nylon. They're just little nuts. Okay, got one. Let's see if we can get 2. There's a bracket down here. Look like it may have had. So you got to remember it goes up like that with that side down. There was 2 nuts on the one. I don't think I took it off, but I may have. Let's see here. Let's see, there's a nut there. Ooh. This, I know you can't see it, but the 2 nuts farthest back have 2 bolt, well, 2 whatever you want to call them. Okay, so I can keep all these together. And then once we get this off, got to figure out how to get the rest of these pieces off here. I'm going to see if I can not take this off and just kind of swing it around. Or at least take one side off. No. It is going through 2 holes into the rear rack. I'll show you here in a sec. Okay, so we got that off. Got that off. All the nuts together over here. And that should lift out. Like so. Well, there's 2 nuts here, 2 holes here, 2 holes there, and that is what that is going through. Okay. Yeah, put this stuff on here so I can clear off my desk of all my tools and stuff. Alright, so then we got the rear rack back here. The reason the basket had to come off is because there is a Allen right there. And I know when I was trying these earlier on these two front ones, which I could reach, they are in there like super tight. Well, and now that one's not in there super tight. These are the Allen heads that are down inside of it. Now, these are on here still tight. Kind of feels like they have some Loctite on them. Let's take a look. No, I don't see any Loctite. Got me cross threaded in here, which is going to kind of suck. I'm going to take this seat, it's not attached, take that out of the way. I don't know what the heck, I don't know if it's threaded down into something down there or what. Yeah, there is a nut down in there that these thread down into. Okay, so we got that off, and trying to separate this without it breaking. I just seen something fly off. Okay, so there's a Phillips on this side, and there's a Phillips on the other side. We'll get those off. Keep those with that. Actually, I think I gotta. Well, come off here. Okay, there's a Phillips on this back plate back here. Let's go ahead and get that out. See if that lower piece will come off. Okay, that did. That came off right there. I'll aim the camera down a little bit. I'm going to find two little screws like that. Because one went right here, one went right here. And so if we're looking at this light, let's grab it. So here's the light. So we've got these two right here that need to come off. And then there's two on the side, which kind of correspond with that screw that I just took out. Maybe we'll get lucky. I don't think we'll get lucky with the front. That looks like maybe a 12 mil. Let's see here. Man, are you kidding me? It's bigger than 12 mil, maybe 14. Problem I'm going to have is I don't have any shallow wall sockets. Got a million tools, but I don't have a shallow wall. 17 mil. Put back on my little tool thing here. See if I'll be able to get a 14 down in here. No, I'm not. Okay, that's going to pose a slight problem. You can't reach up under here. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get those off there. Okay. Well, that kind of blows. Let me see what I got here. 15. See, I got a 14. That's a 16. And that's a 19. I'm getting my deep well sockets here. It's kind of order here. Man, that is not going to fit in there. Okay, maybe it's a 13. See if I can get a 13 down in here. No. All right. Well, that is quite the dilemma. Okay, so how else can we go about? See, there's a screw there. Let me take that screw out. See if there's going to be a way to, because I can't figure out how to get a. Okay, so there's another screw behind there. It's going to have to come out. It holds that light in. But I still got the issue of trying to get a socket into there to get that off. Well, and even if I took this housing right here, if I was able to get that off, that's not going to help with getting a socket down into there. So let me see if I can reach my hand up in here, or see up in here. Give me a light. Well, I'm not seeing anything. There's really, even if I can get something up in there, this hole underneath here has got to come off. And I don't even see this back fender. I don't even see where that's attached to. Okay, well, let me pause you for a second. See if I can figure out how I'm gonna get this off here. I'll bring you back. Okay, that's entertaining. Well, I'll tell you what, and I don't know exactly what combination of screws, but if you've got one of these, this whole thing comes off, okay? Instead of trying to take it apart. Now, those little, and I'll show you here. I'm trying to find pieces still, because I'm going to have to try to super glue these back on. I'll do that off camera, but this is that side panel, okay? And it kind of goes like that. Well, these little tabs right here, right here, right here, broke off. So, yeah, this stuff is pretty brittle. I don't even know if super glue is going to work, but we'll give it a whirl. Okay, back to this here. What I ended up doing, there's no way. I mean, you just have to shove your socket on there and get it to loosen up. Hopefully that thing's not spinning from the inside. Oh, stupid design, really. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, really, on all this bike, it's 10 millimeters. They had to use a 13 on that. I think they could have used something a little bit smaller. But hey, what do I know? I don't build these things. Okay, so that's that. This is an 8. That's an 8. And oh, by the way, my last video, my kegerator one, I was talking about, getting monetized. 1,000 videos on, 1,000 subscribers, I'll get rich. I'm just joking, guys. I could care less if I even ever get monetized. I do this because I enjoy doing it, and hopefully people get something out of it. I'm not going to quit my job and my other job, in the hopes of getting rich on YouTube, because that ain't going to happen, and I don't care. Oh, man. Now that's not in there right. Well, that don't feel good. A little cross-threaded maybe? Oh yeah. Oh geez. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to retap that once I get this light out of here. And then find a replacement. Hopefully I got a replacement screw for that. I mean, one thing it's another, I'll tell you that much. Alright, the rear light is off. There is only one connector down here. Bam, done. Okay, so I will set this somewhere. And I'm going to now have to pause you guys because I gotta look in my nut bucket and see if I have a nut that'll fit that, and then get my tap out and re-tap that. Yeah, nice. Okay, so anyway, you can see what the scooter looks like with the back half off. So once I get this tapped and everything, well, then we got to try to figure out the front here and what all has got to come off, because I've got that light that's missing, that cover. I have new lights. I've got that one down there in the center. I've got all new lights for the front. And you just got to be really super careful with this stuff, because you can't see how those tabs are in there, and whether they're popping in, going in like a slot, and then dropping down. But either way, I don't want to break a bunch of these tabs. I'm gonna have to try to fix, as it is, the 2 tabs or 3. Maybe I'll come up with something. Duct tape. And get that fixed. But in the meantime, I'm going to pause you because I got to get out my tap and die set and figure out what size thread that is. It chewed that up pretty good. And then look at my bin of Chinese bike parts and see if I have a screw that matches that. So I'll bring you back here shortly. Alright, well, I got the all that off, so we are ready to take our new light and put it on. I still need to try and track down some of these tiny little screws. This thing was missing them, a couple of them, so let's see how well this thing fits on here. And that fit. Plug our connector in. That's on. Okay, so we got these two big screws. These are 13 mils. Put that on. Put that on. Oh, darn it! Don't you know it? Okay. The other thing. This hole is not over there. I was able to rethread the hole, but the screw itself was shot. I found one. It's a tad smaller, but it should work. If not, I got a longer one in there. I think that thing's threading in there, right? Let's try the longer one. On that side. I'll try that short one on the other side. Okay, got that one in. Let's see if we can get this one in. Then we'll put those 13s back on. All right, that is on. We got the 13s here. Let's see if we can get these on. Let's make sure these are going to line up. Okay, what am I missing here, guys? Well, it kind of looks like these screw holes ain't lining up. I did not put it on upside down. I promise you that. Now that'll line up to there, but I could have swore on this other one here. Okay. Well, I know one thing. I'm missing these little clips right here that go on underneath it. I think I caught that. The orientation looks the same. I think there might be a I'm looking on that back housing here. think that's where that other screw goes. Yes, it does. Okay. So those screws here will go on after this top is back on. And when you take that off, right, see if I can show you. Right here where my finger is, these two screws, that is where the seat latch goes. All you gotta do is take those two off. Okay, let's get you back over here. All right, so that's on, that's on. I need to take these little clips off and transfer them over. That one, and I am missing one. Okay, so we're going to take this one back off. And we're going to put that under here. I don't think this thing has been apart previously, but it's definitely missing. And that little plastic piece, I know it was missing a screw. This little thing right here was missing a screw. But let's see where that is going to attach. See, that attaches at the bottom of the light. Okay. All right, so let's actually, before we get too ahead of ourselves here, let's turn this key on. Okay, so we do have a light. Turn signal works. Turn signal works. Okay, so we're good. I'm going to loosen these back up just a little bit. That way I can kind of move this around because I got to get a screw in that one side. And I'll have to find one of those screws. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that, guys. I'm roasting coffee. So when I gotta go tend to it, takes me a few minutes. So I'll just turn the camera off. Okay, that one's on. That one's on. Now, this piece right here, I did super glue that tab on. I don't know how well that's going to hold, but it is, this stuff is so fragile. And now I'm forgetting which orientation this goes. Because this piece goes down here, I think. And it goes up into here. No. Let's look at the other side. Because I'm having a serious brain fart. Okay, so that does go down the bottom, like so. It does on the other side. And it should clip into these brackets. However, I don't know if I want to put that on there yet because I got to take that top piece off still off the front, and I don't know how that interconnects with all of these side pieces. So I may leave that one off, or leave it. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it off because we still gotta go around and get those front pieces off. And what I did do is, since I'm missing those tiny little screws that I showed you, these little screws right here will work. So I just took it out of this old light. But we'll deal with that in a minute. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for my 13 millimeter and what I did with it. I'll put it somewhere. There it is. Thanks for telling me it's on the floor. Alright, so let's see if I can get this back on. Okay, got that one on. And I got that one on. All right. We're making a little bit of progress. I'll go ahead and tighten these back down before I forget. I can always loosen them back up if I need to align that plastic piece. Okay. All right, so hold on. All right, guys. Well, it's actually been quite a minute. We did the back. That came off as one piece. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking here, maybe the whole front comes off as one piece. Let me kind of show you. Okay, so you see, there's a bunch of holes going down from below the steering column on the left and the right side, and then there is this screw in the front. So I'm not exactly sure how this whole thing comes off, but these pieces are really brittle, so I'm trying not to break things in the process, like some of the tabs I broke on the first one. So what I'm going to do is grab me a 10 mil. And a Phillips. And we're going to just start taking some of these off and see kind of where it lands us, because I don't know if this piece right here is actually attached to this piece right here, but I'm going to go ahead and take this screw nut. That's not a 10. That must be an 8. Let me get an 8. I think that's an 8. Yeah. So that's an 8. And we'll see where that kind of lands us. I mean, like I said, I don't want to. I'm trying to avoid snapping any more of those little plastic tabs off, because I did super glue them back on, and that may work, may not work, but we're gonna see what this yields us. All right, so got that. I don't see. What did I just do with my flashlight? there is a screw here. There's a screw here, there, 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 there. So let's see if what comes out or what comes off. Because like I said, I'm kind of hoping this thing comes off as one piece. I'm probably going to get my little magnet tool. We actually had a fairly decent day here today in southeast Indiana. It was like, I don't know, 50, 53, 54, something like that. I don't think I'm hitting that screw. Or, best case scenario, this plastic cover comes off and I'm able to get to all of these lights without taking this front plastic piece off. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. What I thought was going to be a simple project has turned into a quite lengthy one, only because it's December and I have been roasting like a madman, and between work and roasting, I don't get time to do anything. Yeah, I still got the bike that hates me right behind me. I haven't forgot about it. Oh, I think it's forgot about me, but I haven't forgot about it. That's got spider webs in it. Hopefully no tarantulas come out and get me. So yes, I do promise to get back onto the Suzuki. After I get this one wrapped up, the red one's done. I still haven't changed the oil in it. That's really all it needs. So today is Saturday, and I had to go deliver a bunch of coffee. And last night I roasted till probably, oh, I don't know, 11 o'clock or so to get orders out. Okay, so that's not coming loose. I know the ignition switch is up here. I'm going to take that key and throw it down in there, because this looks to be all attached. I don't know. I just don't want to break something else. So let's go ahead and take some screws out of this. I mean, I kind of wish I'd known that that old back piece came off as one unit. That would have been a real time saver. All those little Phillips are the same size, or same length. So it's like December 16th, so hopefully I'll get this out here soon. I still got to do the valves. I don't know if I'm going to include it in this video or the next one. Not exactly sure, haven't decided. I'm taking this screw off the front. That big one I showed you. And yeah, I may just do the valves as a separate video. I haven't quite decided yet. Doesn't look overly complicated. There is a hose attached to the head. That's going to have to come off. Well, I'm hoping to not have to take it off. You know how brittle it is. Tell you what, you could never have enough light. So I'm hoping, like I said, I could either take this piece here off to access these lights, or something from the front, which, okay, well, that didn't yield me much of anything. This is that front panel, and I still can't get to anything. However, there are screws in the front here. I'll bring you around here and show you. There are screws right there, right there. So let's take those off. See what that gets us. You know, because if I could just pull it apart enough and get it aside enough to get to these lights, that would be sweet. And for those who want to know, excuse me, there are more electronics sitting under here. Okay, so it's kind of loose. Ah! Okay, so there is a 8 mil down here. Well, you can kind of see me. I think I can loosen that up, and this whole front face will come loose. And I think that is turning. Well, something's holding it. Something's holding it in place. But there are the lights right there. There's one of the lights. And a bunch of spider webs. Okay, well, I can't see down in here. There we go. Okay, I think that is loose enough to do what we need to do. Okay, so we got right here, these are zip tied. These are the connectors for the lights. And then there's that other little light down in front there. So we'll go ahead and take these off. Okay, so I will get me a Sharpie. So I can mark them so I know what's what and where. Okay, so if we're looking at the bike, left, R for center, for right, sorry, and then this will be the center light. So we got L, R, and C. That's pretty high tech, man. Oh. Well, it ain't gonna come off unless you take the wheel off, which I have not taken the wheel off. But while we're in here, okay guys, which one was clunking? Was it this one? I think this is the one that was clunking. Geez, I'm about to go back and watch my own video. Because yeah, this ain't gonna come off without the wheel coming off. I don't think. Nope. Okay, well, let's see if we can. I mean, we can replace these with them in with where it's at. That's not a big deal. But something was clunking in the front. And I remember the steering handle was loose. So I'm just wondering if we've got some janky shocks. And I know it was this one that was doing it. Okay, well, let's see here. Because in order to get the shocks off, I'm going to have to get back into here because there are, I don't know if you can see them kind of right there. Those are the clamps that hold the front shocks on. I think that's the shocks. Let me get my light. Yeah, I bet you that's the case because I see a bunch of grease on one. So I bet you I got a blown shock. I don't know how much those are. I haven't looked. However, I mean, it may just have a bad seal, but I can't imagine these shocks being too terribly expensive. The right side one looks okay as you're sitting on it. The left side one looks like it's got a blown seal because I can see oil all over stuff. And it doesn't look like, now there is something zip tied to the gator. And I don't know what is zip tied to the gator. I'm trying to look up in here and see. It's probably, if I had to take a guess, no, well, maybe it is. Maybe it's the brake line. But there is definitely, no, that is the top of the gator. Alright, so looks like the front wheel is going to have to come off. And I will show you. See, I don't think I noticed this earlier, but I'll try to get you down here. Whoop, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so we're looking right here. You can see that it looks kind of moist. So we definitely got a blown shock, which would explain all the clunking in the front. So I'll have to get onto VMC Chinese parts and see how much those little shocks are. So we can fix that. I need a pair of side cuts. I need to round up my lights. So we have a light. We have a light. And we have another light. All right. Well, at least we figured out where the clunking is coming from. Side cuts. We're going to do this left light first, And I'll have to find my little mini zip ties so we can fix that. Put that back on. All right, that should just be held on with a, I believe, a Phillips. I know, my big old head stuff's going to be in the way here. There are 2 screws down the side here that hold this thing on. Actually, there are 3. I know I'm in your way. I need to put you back around the other side. Okay. So we have a light. And we match up the lights. Get all the plastic wrap off of them. Make sure I got the same light. And I do. They look pretty close. So here you go. So this should just fit right down in there, like so. I could probably stand to have a smaller Phillips. So yeah, anyway, I apologize for the lack of content. Where'd my light go? This looks like it might be having to pop through here. I'm not exactly sure, but the hole's not lining up. Well, I don't think, yeah, no. Yeah, it was necessary to unscrew all those screws. It wasn't necessary. Did I say unnecessary? I don't know what I said. But either way, once we get these on, we'll get them zip tied in. Then I will have to look at how much a pair of those shocks cost. But I want to take one off because I may have to measure it to see how long they are. Not exactly sure. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that back in so we know we're on the left side. All right, so we got that. Let's go ahead and get this light off. So if you do have one of these, the lights do not come with the screws. So keep that in mind. You know what, I can turn you around here. Same terrible rocket science, but you can kind of see where I'm at. I'm right here. And like I said, these lights were pretty cheap. I could have tried cleaning them. I was going to throw that away, but I think what I'll do, you never know when you'll need a wire. So I will set that aside. What did I do with that other one, guys? Here it is. I'll throw those in my, I'll take the wire out with the bulbs, keep the bulbs, and throw it in my box of Chinese parts. God, jeez. Drop my screw. I don't think that's lined up. Or maybe it is. Let's get this top one lined up. And we'll see if we gotta finagle anything to get the bottom one lined up. Yeah, we do. We got to finagle. I got this bottom one here a little too tight. Let's loosen that one back up. Okay, I got that one started. And I got that one started. Now somebody had left a review on there saying that these didn't line up right. But we'll take a gander here once we got these back in place. But I think they're lining up just fine. Okay, so we'll get this one clipped in. I may actually, I think I'm just going to leave those unclipped for now because, like I said, that shock at the top, I'm going to have to disconnect the brake, loosen the wheel nut, and take that one shock off. Okay, so let's see if I can get to these down here. I still got to buff the headlight out. I got my lens cleaner stuff sitting over there on the table. I've got short work week next week. 4 days, and then we're off for a week. Plant's shutting down. So I'm hoping to have some downtime. Hoping. Geez, there are three screws in the bottom. There's one at the very bottom. How am I going to do this? Carefully. The fender down here is in the way. about to have that shoved up my nose. This would be a lot probably easier if you took the front wheel off and slid it down, and I'm probably going to end up having to do that to replace that shock, but we'll see, Ted. I know you can't see down in here. You're looking at the back of my fat head. Okay. Alright, so we got that light out. Right there. Ooh! See if I can get this in here without dropping the screw a gazillion times. Be tricky. That is going to be tricky. To hold it and get the screw going, because, like I said, well, I could probably try to find a smaller Phillips. Let me see if I can get one of these side ones in. Oh, I think I missed the hole. Okay, I got that one going. See if I can get this other one going. Okay, got that one going. Alright, I know I got a little stubby Phillips here somewhere. Right here. See if this will do the trick. Stubby Phillips. Where did this go? Okay. It fell. And I don't know where it fell to. Alright. Oh, there it is. I'm guessing it's threading in. I can't really tell. Yeah. Okay, so that one's in. Don't over tighten these things because they will break. Alright. Okay, so we have the lights. I'll show you. Okay, so we have the lights installed now. Nice and shiny. New lights. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, maybe you can, where my finger is. Those are the two nuts to loosen that shock mount. And then we have, looks like, down here. Oh, the brake mount. I'm going to have to loosen those, let that dangle. We are on the center stand. We may have to put some weight on the back to keep it from popping forward. Or let's see here. That looks to be about a 14 and a 10. And a 10. Let's see. Well, yeah. Let's go ahead and loosen. I think those are 10s. Yes, they are. Those are 10s, those are 10s. And I think that's a 14. We'll see. Could be a 12. No, it's 14. All right, so let's loosen these up. Let me actually get the 3/8. And my 10. Loosen this up. Okay, so that's a skosh above. I'm not going to measure because I got the other one attached still, but I can do them one at a time. Oh, geez, will peak, man. Those suckers are on there. I mean, I can measure that. Let's get the caliper. And see if I can measure this. Looks to be, this thing is the biggest piece of crap. I need a new one. It looks like 0.1. I'm just going to lock it down there. This thing is, I really need a new one. Put that on my Santa Claus list. I'm hoping that just comes right out of there. I have no idea. Okay, let's take off the brake caliper. Guess this would be a good time to look at the brakes, huh? They look fine, but... Okay, brake caliper is off. And I can't really, yeah, I'm not gonna, I'm hoping not, excuse me, I'm hoping not to take the wheel off. But if I have to, I have to. Well, I can't say that wheel nut was exactly tight. Okay, so will I let me get my plastic hammer. I'm gonna pause you for a sec. I gotta try to find something heavy that I can stick on the back of this thing to get that wheel off the ground. So, back here in a minute.